LGD, they might not have the crowd control just yet. They're just rotating around constantly while Sumail continues to catch up and pull ahead of the Shadow Fiend, who had such a good start.
The experience is really the big thing here for EG, even more so than the gold. They've already got a 2K experience lead, and so much of it just comes down to the Clinks. It gives AUI a free lane. The Clinks is still farming. LGD haven't really had that opportunity because they're worried about the ganks. They're spending a lot more time grouping up blitz, and they are starting to lack the levels. And now the pressure mounts. Bottom lane, a pounding the familiars will administer here. Not quite killing off the tower, but doing a lot of chip damage. 20%, maybe 15. There'll be a smoke again from LGD. They have chewed through these. In fact, no smokes for 6 minutes. This really needs to work. And it really needs to be a big kill. Sumail would be great. Fear would be nice.
Oh, they're actually just going to miss Sumail right now. Courier's running away.
It's the double medallion strat, by the way, here for EG. Pretty unusual.
LGD are committing so much to this. This is 2 cores. The Shadow Fiend
They're going to find him. There's the snowball. Follow-ups there from the ice shards. And with the sigil coming out, AOI jukes the Grave Chill move speed, almost getting him out. He will fall in the end, though. Like you said, though, Blitz, a very big commitment.
They're not going to get the tower out of this, and they had to rotate the Shadow Fiend in at the same time. Sumail's now the leader when it comes to net worth. I don't think that's necessarily worth it, because now it's going to be incredibly hard for them to take the tower unless they just brute force it.
Seems like maybe they were hoping to find Fear in the jungle, since the Clinks hasn't showed himself as of late, but wasn't the hero that they ran into. Continue to push in the bottom lane. Familiars can slow this one down. In fact, we'll hold the wave back. So LGD, no objectives. That's really been the story of the event, is the teams that convert their smokes and ganks into not just kills, but also towers and Rocher. Generally the teams coming out on top, but LGD this time, they'll be thwarted. They now trail 1,500 gold, 3K experience. Still, they haven't lost any of their own towers. Sylar is the man farming top. The Shadow Fiend maybe still doing quite well in his own right. And they have a fearsome team fight. It's a nice lead early for EG, but they're not going to want to rest on their laurels here. Double damage rune on Fear as he moves in. This is like a 3-shot on MMY if he finds him. We'll just skeleton walk in. Doesn't actually go in.
MMY, this entire game he's going to be so incredibly scared. Fear, if he decides to jump on him with the medallion, he's going to go down so quickly if he has the death pact up. He's got to be careful, because unless he steals the Shadow Walk, he should just die every single time, like you said. And I don't know how much he's going to be able to do. Like, what spells do you really want to steal here? Maybe the Winner's Curse if you can somehow get it. Anything from the Lushrack's probably okay, but...
One. Oh, he misses uphill, and then the Lid comes out. The hook's there. That was only one arrow that hit him before Universe hooked in, and... Oh, dear God. That's a lot of damage. And he's even got Tranquil Boots just for the armor. It doesn't matter with the medallion. He still melts.
Yeah, this isn't a Rubik game that we're going to see like we saw when FY played against C9. There's no great spells that are so game-changing on EG's lineup that he can steal. Maybe the Winner's Curse, like I said, but that's it. So this Rubik, he has to have a better start than this, because his late-game impact is going to be incredibly minimized.
Maybe that's where the rest of the team can pick up the slack. PPD will slow this one down with the Splinter Blast coming out. Sigil will scout him a bit. It's going to be ice-on-ice action here in the top lane, and they rotate into Sumail, throws out the lightning. The tower looks like it will be denied. No contest. EG will give up their tier 1, but it's the least important tower on the map, and it's denied as well. Meanwhile, off in the river, Fear getting caught, but he's way too tanky. 1,300 HP. In fact, he's the man going in onto Sylar, who skates away. Forced to pop an early drum charge just to get out. And I just can't get over how much space AUI 2000 has. This feels like the Techies game, Blitz, where he just sits bottom, everyone ignores him, they're busy dealing with other heroes, and just keeps on farming. 900 gold. He went for the second medallion, but now in the river, there is a bit of a fight breaking out. On to Universe, the snowball will go. They have the large punch, holding Universe in position, but he's tanky. Where's the follow-up? Stun to Lift. They just get it off in the nick of time. Fade Bolt, he still survives it as he walks away! Beam me up, Scotty, is the call from Universe. And he'll make it out. God, he's awful tanky.
This guy, the entire tournament, has just been the rock for EG. Never fails to deliver. There we see it again, and Universe gets away, and that's a huge commitment from LGD, and it's free information at the same time. That means the cores continue to farm. That means AUI, like you pointed out, he just continues to farm this bottom lane, and there's very little that they can do to gank him. If they kill him, yeah, maybe you get the kill, but you can't push the tower immediately after that. And that's the thinking of EG right now, is that, okay, you kill AUI, it doesn't matter. He's the only person that we have to show on the map, and it's a support at the same time, but it's a flawed thinking because he's not going to remain a support for very long.
Yeah, he's farming so much, and it just feels like the smokes are the resource that have been squandered the most here by LGD. They don't even have one for 2 minutes, a little bit less at this point. And even once they get that smoke, if that one doesn't work, it's going to be another 10 minutes or so that they have to walk around the map. EG, I think that's why they're feeling so confident here. Definitely a big part of it. Familiars are on the mid lane. They are moving 3, and EG looks like they want to pressure. They may give up this tower. They'll TP out. Going home is AUI. Even should they lose their bottom tower, it's a big commitment. Dire jungle now being occupied by the old man. We'll farm it up. PPD looks like he wants to get an aggressive ward down, and this could be a great setup for a fear gank later on. He's already level 7. Everybody getting their levels at farm here on EG, as we will reach the 14-minute mark.
He's going to pressure this top lane completely by himself. He almost has that Bloodstone completed. We saw him pressured early and often, but doesn't seem to make a difference as Leshrac just continues to farm. He's going to take this tower down, and LGD, this is effectively a 1-for-1 trade, and there's a DD rune at top 2, and if Fear gets that, he should be able to get a kill real quickly.
Oh, this could be the worst possible timing to group up mid if you're LGD. Fear picks it up now. He wants a fresh death pack before he engages. This allows LGD to move, and they do have the maybe Mac. Feeling like they can definitely take a fight on the back of it. There's a Hulk at the ready. Universe sitting back and now angling up the cliff, looking for the opening. Sigil doing a bit of a scout to try and find that pesky clockwork, and they will get the tower here. Still EG not coming in. It looks like they see the mech, they see the LGD 5-man, and they decide, not worth the risk, let's just play the farm game.
You can, because you can just take those towers at any point that you want when you've got heroes that EG have. You've got a Visage who is really kind of close to his Aghanim Scepter.
Oh my god. Point booster, 500 gold as well. They're diving top.
They got the DD rune.
Sylar, just no chance. The Winter's Curse, way too much damage. That early medallion paying off. It even forces a cancel TP, which Sumail was hoping would be a real TP.
They're going to continue too. Once they see that the TP's canceled, they know that one of the heroes at bottom used it, and at worst they take a 3v5 fight here, and Sumail's got the Edict up. This is the last flip for them, and EG, they're all assembled right now.
Oh, do they even come back and try to hold the bottom lane? Already the TP's coming out. They have a hook shot ready. Universe the first man to arrive. Maybe. He's in deep. There's no backup. All these wards not going to help if more heroes arrive, and now the tower falls top. EG, do they TP in more? Glyph also available. Universe dragging back the wave, and maybe he decides he can't commit for it, so it's a tier 2 victory for LGD, or rather for EG. LGD unable to claim the Radiant Tower as of yet. And they are just all over this dire side of the map. It's like a piece of food is dropped and ants are just swarming everywhere. What's the steal here? Grab the Splinter Blast from MY. A terrible steal, but the most game-changing. Uh-oh. Shall wait. He wanted to D-ward. It's just out of range, and he scouted out, but meanwhile there's a go on the mid lane. Snowball in onto PPD. Can they burst him down in time? He puts himself under. They don't need the raise. MMY is going to clean it up, but now from the back comes Fear. Trying to finish off Silent. There's the counter initiation, but Fear runs out of it. He keeps on chasing forward. Joey doesn't have much lockdown. Rocket Proud's doing it, pushing it back. Oh, the Death Pact wearing off, and it does cost Fear his life. That's the big loss here. Not the Wyvern, but the Clinks. It felt like he was just going to be able to run away or maybe even kill the Gyro. The cooldown didn't hit him, Blitz, but LGD just finding that team fight, clawing their way back into this.
EG gets sloppy for half a second. They commit a little bit too much to that, and the Clinks, I mean, I think he thought he was just going to hit and run, and at worst, like you said, he'll be out, no problem, but everybody from LGD was ready for that, and he also runs into the tower. The Ice Shards hit him at the worst possible angle. If that actually shoved him forward, he would have been okay, but
it just wrangled him and kind of trapped him back in. With that, maybe, all of a sudden, the leader in terms of net worth again up to 2,700 gold. They're making the jump onto Sumail into the Requiem. The Fissure's there. Curse will cancel this and turn it around. Maybe needs to get off this mech to change the fight. And then Sumail kept alive, but the Echo comes out. They've got the magic damage. They will bring down Sumail on the Leshrac. They lose the Rubik, but well worth it here. Getting a core for a support. Now, do they back? Do they get out of here? There's no hook just yet. Fear moving around from the south. Looking for the opening. He's got a fresh death pact at the ready. He's got the initiation potential. Maybe he's going to bottle up a rune. It's a haste rune. PPD just barely lucky that he doesn't get caught on the wrong side of the shards. Fear walking in. The familiar double stun from AUI, but the snowball looking to turn this fear. Will he get caught again? Both run into the combo. Now the cooldown as well. Oh, get out of course, but they're kept alive. They're surviving for a time, and they will all stay and fight through it. EG, it looked really bad. A fissure, a call down, and so much follow-up, but just too much defensive abilities here, too much beef on EG, who are now going for the Roche.
I mean, Universe just casually struts in, manages to get the cogs, pushes the Shadow Fiend away, who they weren't going to kill anyways when he has that haste root. He forces the Gyrocopter onto that high ground, doesn't have a BKB or a TP to go along with it, and EG, this is going to mean an Aegis for them. They do it incredibly fast in Fear. You can continue to roam because all of your items are so cheap, but they deal so much damage. The Deso nowadays, it costs absolutely nothing. The Medallion beats up your damage so much for free. You can go for the Solar Crest at some point and force an MKB early on LGD. And EG, they've just got complete control right now. Sumail's at neutral Bloodstone charges again. Everything going their way.
Yeah, he's clawed his way back in, and AUI 2000 silently farming 2,200 gold with the point booster. We're looking at a well under 25-minute Aghanim Scepter for the Visage, and just as importantly, he's getting close to that level 11. In fact, almost there already. And this is without a Midas or any way to boost up his experience. He's going to become a carry at this rate. He's already ahead of Universe, who will transition into more of a utility role. Meanwhile, LGD going what looks to be the double BKB build on the cores here. Maybe pretty much has his if he wants to buy it, and meanwhile, we see the Ogre Club out early for Silo.
Part of the problem, though, is that you still have that Klinks who does an insane amount of physical damage. He's going to pick up the Deso soon. PPD has that Winner's Curse, and if they can use it pre-BKB, they can almost pop one of the LGD heroes immediately, and that's what they're looking for right now.
Looking for the hook. Universe is ready just across the river. But not going to go yet. There's a Dire Observer Ward in the neighborhood, but he's smoked. They didn't actually see him. They just kind of dodge away from the direction the gank comes. But up onto the high ground, PPD maneuvers, and they're going to find out. This is an easy pick for him with the backup coming in. Fissure comes through, the nukes are there, hook as well, just to secure it, and the director goes down. That was not part of the script. Another death. EG, so they convert this into more objectives. They're moving in. The familiar is starting to really tickle Yao here. Not quite dishing out maximum damage yet, but they're so close to this Eggs on AY, and he's got the level 11. This Visage is going to become a big problem, and as you mentioned, it felt like a hero you didn't want to focus because there's other targets to worry about Blitz, but now he is a problem. As that tower falls, he's just 250 gold away from the Eggs. The Fear Deso already being flown out. A big wave of items for EG.
And Sumail picks up that Yule Scepter, so they have a different way to initiate, so they don't have to just rely on the Universe hookshot like they did before. PPD, surprisingly, he's not at the bottom of the net worth chart. He actually keeps up with Yao right now, who has absolutely nothing. And this is a hero that you're okay with seeing so little, but at 21 minutes into the game, your spells alone aren't enough to have impact. And it's not even like he can use his Frozen Sigil to go for the Roshan. This is a purely defensive hero.
Oh, they got a rocket. Are they going to hook in for this? Not yet. Fear. Well, we'll run up. He's run right past the Sentry Ward. This could be bad for Fear. The Snowball's there. The Fissure comes through. Now they Walrus Punch. He's rather tanky. Called out. And Ice Sharks combine to keep him in place. They try to save him with PPD, and they will. Holds him in position for ages. They finally bring down the Klinks. He's out of the fight. Echo Slam. But shall wait. The Winter's Curse holding maybe and preventing him from dishing on any damage during this time. He does get off the Requiem. And he lays into Universe. They'll bring him down with a single raise. Now into AUI. TP out attempted. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. AUI also falls. It all began with a well-placed sentry from LGD. The vision game has just been the real battle, it feels, in so much of these first two.
EG get a little bit too over-aggressive. They have the Aegis on the Leshrac, but LGD just ignore him the entire fight. They go for the Klinks instead. That's the main prize. You mop up the other heroes, and all of a sudden, even with the Aegis, Sumail will die twice, so he has to get out of there, Aegis or not. And I mean, Fear just playing a little bit too over-aggressive. That's walking uphill when LGD, this is no amateur team. They're just going to have sentries everywhere at this phase of the game.
Yeah, it does mean those supports continue to struggle to find their farm. We are seeing the Shao 8 Earthshaker just with a Bracer and Tranquil Boots. It's been a blow to his economy, but obviously a necessary one. Unfortunately for AUI, he was so close to the Ags, but he didn't manage to buy it. I don't know if he had quite enough that fight, but now down to 1,500 gold. So it does delay the Ags timing a little bit. So it's going to be a rather fast one. We'll see a spell steal. It's not the ideal spell for MMY here. He'll get the Pulse Nova.
He's not going to be able to use that in the middle of the fight.
Snowball, Pulse Nova, Rubik.
that he will die so quick.